right, Roads Untraveled family, what is going on? This is pretty much the last big high horsepower car we're doing in Canada this season. Okay, it's very cold on the ground, it's slick, the sun's only in the sky for like 4 hours each day, and this is a Mercedes C63 AMG 507 edition, 2015 model. Pretty much the last hurrah for the C63 AMG and the last hurrah for Mercedes and AMG's 6.2 liter V8 NA, of course, which is kind of depressing. But at the same time, you know, it paved the way for the new twin turbo engines, which make a lot more torque and a lot more power. They're a lot more efficient, but I don't know. We're gonna find out if the C63, this particular model, was a good send-off, and if we're really gonna miss it. So right now we have it in manual mode. Traction control is on for the moment. It's, like I said, it's very cold out too, so this car is a riot. It's crazy, okay? 507 horsepower, naturally aspirated 6.2 V8, rear-wheel drive front engine, about 3,900 pounds. So this thing is, it's a heavy car, okay? But that's because it contains a lot of tech. It's got complicated diff in the back, and traction control, honestly, right now in sport handling mode, and traction allowing for a little bit of slip. It's pretty conservative, but if you're in sport handling, like, the tail still comes out. You could still get sideways in this car, even with traction on. It only comes in really into play when, like right there, 2,500 RPM, and the car's coming sideways, and then traction kind of steps in, but like, you can still get yourself into a lot of trouble regardless of the situation. Very fun car though, like seriously. I drove my buddy's C63 AMG, the normal one, like a year ago, I think, on the channel. If you guys remember that review, that was a lot of fun. So this has got about 25 more horsepower. It's got 3 less horsepower than the Black Series. So all you're really missing is the wing, I think. So the differences between this and the normal C63 AMG. So this comes with the all aluminum hood from the Black Series. It comes with forged 19-inch alloy wheels. Downshifts are nice. A little bit delayed. This gearbox is known to be slightly clunky, and on the downshifts it is a little bit delayed. Wow, we actually got traction there. That's full throttle. The power is so smooth, and the gear shifts when you're upshifting full throttle are fairly seamless, and there's no interruption in torque that I can feel. Like, it is planted, and it's honestly quite scary how fast this car picks up speed, even only with 500 horsepower. We've filmed cars before with 700-800 horsepower at the wheels, but they're all with manual transmission, so you're feeling the torque split, or the torque dip in between shifts when there's no power being put to the ground, right? Whereas this, it's just constant. You look at the speedo when you're accelerating, and it's just a constant climb, you know, 60, 80, 120, 160, 200. Exhaust note is very nice. Very nice exhaust note, especially on the downshift and stuff. You get a few pops and crackles. Now, the owner of this car, Robin, you can follow him on Instagram at The Bank's Life. He had an R35 GTR before this, and he much prefers this car, just in the sense that, you know, the R35 was one of those cars that kind of beat you up, and it was like, kind of jolted you around a little bit, whereas this, you put it in comfort mode, and you actually have the option to just, you know, use it as a daily driver, a comfortable daily driver. Instant torque though, fighting for grip in second gear. Rough is not a word I would use to describe this car. It's very refined. It is so incredibly refined. And this being the last generation of the NA V8, I think Mercedes kind of put all their, or AMG mostly, put all their beans into this car, into the engine, into the traction control system. On the interior, aside from the 507 edition badge over there on the beautiful carbon fiber by the airbag, it's pretty much the exact same as the ordinary C63 AMG. Does have the carbon fiber trim along here. It's got nice Alcantara bits and stuff, but not too much. It's not overpowering. Same with the carbon fiber. Like, aside from that nice carbon fiber strip there's really no other carbon fiber to speak of in the interior, which is kind of a good thing. It's simple. It's not crazy luxurious in here, but at the same time, like, I'm just comparing this, like, coming from an R35, this is far and away a much better interior if you're not trying to go for that, like, tuner racer kind of style look. All right, so we're gonna try to get some traction here, go from first gear. With traction in sport mode. There we go. Nice blips on the upshift. And that's very fast. All right. The rate at which this accelerates, it honestly, it baffles you at how much you don't feel, you feel the acceleration, but how much you don't feel the speed until you're actually there. And then you look at the speedometer, and by that time, there's already a cop pulling you over. Like, it's absolutely insane how much this car masks speed. And I always use the C63 AMG as a benchmark when I'm comparing it to cars that have that same feeling about them, right? Where you don't feel the speed until it's way too late and you're going way too fast, right? So here's the real question. Are we gonna miss the V8? Are we gonna miss the 6.2? Yes, obviously. This engine's insane. It's got torque all over the place. It's, you know, contrary to popular belief, you think if someone, like a manufacturer, sticks an engine into pretty much all their cars from the time period, that it would just kind of take away from the, you know, character of the engine, take away from the uniqueness of the engine, but absolutely not. This thing is a character of an engine, and it's so much fun. It's one of the best engines I've ever had the privilege of getting behind the wheel of. It revs so freely, instant torque is the best thing ever, and the sound. I just looked at the gas gauge. Yeah, that's a lot of gas gone in a very short amount of time. Sorry, Robin, about your gas tank. That's in the air around us, okay? That is rough. So I know you guys probably want me to turn traction control off, but honestly, I'm just not going to. It's very cold out today. It was like 2 degrees Celsius this morning, just above freezing. And the roads are a little bit slick. It's getting sideways at like 2,000 RPM, quarter throttle, right? Even in a straight line, 60 miles an hour, it was struggling for grip, okay? So, not turning traction off, okay? This is not my car. Yeah. This car does not feel like it weighs 3,900 pounds, first off. And even if it did feel like it weighed 3,900 pounds, the engine and the torque and 507 horsepower completely negate that fact. It's not even a thought in your mind because the tail is so happy. This is such a drift car that it just makes you feel like you can toss it around and you still have control over it, right? It steps out like fairly suddenly though, that's the thing. Like under acceleration, just in a corner, if you get like a little bit of throttle, it really steps out fairly sudden, so you gotta be quick. But even in sport handling, like I said, it allows for a significant amount of slip. You'll have to get to a point where you have to like counter steer at least 45 degrees of steering input, and traction's still on, and then it'll be like, not gonna save you, not gonna save you. Okay, I'll save you now. And then it just pulls you right back in. It's super weird. It's a really weird feeling. And you just kind of got to trust the car that it's going to save you, and indeed, it will. Third gear, 4,000 RPM, losing traction. Okay, 18 kilometers an hour, and we should probably shut it down. Another funny thing to note, the tires in the back are not very wide. I think it's like a 255 or a 265 tire in the back. And if you think for a second that AMG thought to themselves when they put those tires on that that was gonna be adequate? No, they did that as a joke, purely as a joke, to be like, okay, have fun, you guys. Here's the keys. We're not covering you under warranty or anything like that, right? They want you to have fun. They want you to toss this car around, and that's exactly what it's built for, and that's why I love it so much. It's a scary car. It's masked itself as a kind of safe daily driver, which it can still be used as, but safe is always in quotes when you're driving this car. It's always got an asterisk beside it with some fine print. If there's one car to finish off this Christmas season, this winter season with, like, we're not gonna be able to film another car with this much horsepower this month. There's no way. So thank you so much, Robin, for letting me drive your car. I seriously appreciate it. This was a great send-off for the C63 AMG. Thanks for letting me drive it. Follow him on Instagram. It's right here if you guys want to check out his car and stuff like that. And yeah, we'll be posting a bunch of stuff on our website as well. If you guys want to listen to our podcast that goes up every single week on iTunes, please check it out. The link is in the description. Okay, you guys, hit up Dylan Ekimenko and Alex and Vikas and the guys from B-Road. Their links are down there. They shot some photos today. Okay, go check them out. We'll see you next time, you guys.